on a regular basis, and our graduation rates are stagnant at 83%. As a former teacher, I would have thought he would have come in and absolutely wanted to make changes in a positive way.
Those are interesting statistics, Representative Dameth, and I'm wondering because a lot of his time in office has been during the pandemic and post-pandemic, and we have seen across the country lower test scores, higher truancy. I think it's a nationwide problem, if I may. So how do you think Minnesota's numbers compare nationally?
It's important to recognize that the response to COVID, which obviously all of us, it was felt worldwide, but the response of different states and different leadership made positive and negative differences. Governor Walz shut down all of our schools, and then when they were finally allowed to reopen later in the fall of 2020, there was very difficult guidance given from the Department of Education as far as how it needed to happen. It was very confusing for school districts to follow. And the response again to COVID was a challenge. Again, I think test scores are very important to gauge where students are at. Obviously there was going to be a drop, but then we should have actually looked at ways to increase and really focus on the basics that we needed to, rather than putting different mandates on that would make it more difficult and a higher cost and budget concerns for schools across the state. That's what I'm hearing from superintendents right now, that they are looking at a budget that is not going to be able to be afforded, even though a lot of state dollars were put in.